Thank you all so much for tuning into my show. William Wallace for America. With me today is State Representative Mike Huval. Representative, thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. Well, I want to go through your legislation. You know, there's 1,200 bills going through the legislature this session. I know not all of them are yours, but we're going to go through.
Unfortunately, they're not all mine.
And look, I want to tell the people, there's a couple on here, if people go to visit legislat.la.gov, that have moved away, so we're going to cover the active bills.
That's good. Thank you.
All right. So we've got House Bill 49. It authorizes the town of Henderson to levy a hotel occupancy tax.
Okay. This is a very simple bill. The town of Henderson wants to have an opportunity to levy a tax on the hotels that are actually located in their small town. Just gives them the opportunity to do it. That's all this bill does.
What I like about this, and a lot of listeners know, is that some of these bills are just indicative to your district, and I like to point out that just gives good indication that you're listening to the people of your district.
Right, exactly. This will be only for the town of Henderson.
I love it. All right, HB 76 creates the electric line worker specialty license plate.
Good bill to honor the men and women that work on the electric poles in our state, especially after the 2 years of hard work that they've been through to bring back electricity in the many communities in rural areas that were without electricity. What this bill will do, it creates the license plate, and the royalty from the license plate will go to the community college in Crowley. And what that will do is, if there's a student that wants to go to school to be a lineman, but they cannot afford the equipment that is needed to go to school, they will be awarded a scholarship to pay for their equipment. So there's two good reasons for this. It honors the men and women who work on the electric lines. It also gives an opportunity for a person who wants to be an electric lineman to go to school. It pays for their equipment.
I love this. It makes a great connection for people to be honored on the license plate and be able to help out some of those trades that we need to help improve our state.
Absolutely.
Good bill. I like that. HB 122 recreates the Department of Insurance.
Well, the Department of Insurance has a time frame, and every time that time frame comes to an end, you have to renew it. So all we're doing here is renewing the Louisiana Insurance Department. Very simple.
There have been some other departments on some other legislators that they're renewing those. HB 280 provides for written catastrophe response plans.
Okay, what this is for right now within the Insurance Department, the insurance companies have a broad catastrophe plan, but it does not give specifics of what their plans are. What this will do, it will require every insurance carrier that writes property insurance to have an insurance catastrophe plan for in the event when we have another hurricane, not if, but when. So there will have to be specifics on exactly what they will provide, how many adjusters they will need, off-site office space, generators, whatever may be needed to properly address the catastrophe that we're having in our state.
Once again, you're paying attention. I like that. We'll do HB 376 last because I think people really want to hear that one. But HB 377 provides relative to fingerprinting all persons arrested for any offense involving operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated.
Okay, so if a person is stopped and is proven guilty for driving while influenced, right now, they're not required by law to do a fingerprint. And what's happened is you could be, your driver's license could be used by somebody unknowing to where on your record it shows that you had a DWI because somebody has your driver's license that looks maybe similar to you. But this way with a fingerprint, it will identify the correct person that actually got the DWI. The other problem that's happening right now is that people that are getting multiple DWIs because there's no fingerprinting, they may be getting in an area where it's not recorded, so it may show they only have one DWI, but they may be a multiple offender where they maybe had 2, 3, or maybe more DWIs. So this is all we're doing here. We're tracking the actual person that has been convicted of a DWI by having fingerprints.
And the way I can understand that is because I've heard other stories before, about how people that have DUIs find ways around the law. And what this sounds to me like is it's a way to help keep those people from circumventing the laws in the future.
Yes, circumventing the law, and also at some point, hopefully getting help for whatever their problem may be.
I understand. It sounds like you're paying attention.
Yes.
I like that. House Bill 482 provides with respect to the purchase of catalytic converters.
Well, almost throughout South Louisiana, about the other areas of our state, we're having problems with people that are just cutting off the catalytic
Right.
converter, and the process is so quick, they can do multiple vehicles in a matter of an hour or less. So what we're trying to do here is find a way to get this under control. Unfortunately, probably never eliminate it, but try to get it under control.
So are you saying that instead of making it somebody who gets caught doing it, if they've got 5 catalytic converters, they're going to get charged for 5 different charges instead of just one?
Right.
Okay, that's actually another good one to help keep that from happening. We've got House Bill 521 provides for catastrophe response plans.
That's actually the same.
Oh, the same
Yes,
one.
sir.
Okay.
Same bill, different number. We had 2 different versions of the bill.
Gotcha. Okay. And let's see. House Bill 532 provides relative to health insurance coverage for fire employees.
Okay, so right now, there's the smaller fire departments are having trouble either hiring men or retaining men, a lot of times because of health insurance. What we're trying to address here is an opportunity for the smaller departments to be able to offer health insurance to retired firemen.
Okay.
So we're trying to work on that right now to where they can have the opportunity to actually do that.
Sometimes you need some legislation to open some doors to make things flow a little bit better.
Right. They've come to us with this need, so we're trying to address this for them.
And once again, point out to the viewers of this that, a lot of these organizations come to representatives in their areas because they need to have some sort of legislation that makes it easier for them to either operate or, in this case, help firemen.
To help firemen. We all love firemen. They all do a great job for us, put their lives at stake for us. So anything that we can do to help them, we sure will try to address that.
Let's see, the second to the last one, House Bill 612 provides for the Louisiana Fortify Homes program.
Okay, in the other states, they've actually used this. So you're rebuilding your home from a storm. And let's say it's costing you $20,000 to redo your roof. Well, there's an actual plan that we would have here that you could, through a grant, you could get additional funding up to $5,000 to fortify your roof. It's been shown in areas that where a roof's been fortified that the damage to the roof is a lot less. And if you keep the roof from being damaged, you'll have less damage inside the house. So we're trying to pass this in our state to help people that rebuild their homes just to spend a little bit more money that they can actually get a grant through. The Louisiana Department of Insurance would have a special program for this. That's what this is for, to help people when they're rebuilding their home.
This sounds similar. I think a couple of years ago they had a program that was done through the Treasurer's Office that actually it was about a year and a half ago during the COVID relief, where there were some grants for small businesses. So this is kind of like a grant for residential people to be able to apply for to help strengthen their homes in a way that'll actually cost the state less money later.
Right, exactly. It'll also bring people back to the areas that the population is leaving, because they storm after storm. But if you can fortify your home, and it'll have some damage, but if you can fortify your roof and minimize the damage, it makes it a lot easier to go back home and a lot quicker to go back home.
Yeah, because I've noticed a lot of the damage to homes is basically when the roof blows off or the roof is gone, it's the damage inside the home. When the roof stays on, we got a better chance of them staying. And last bill is House Bill 376. Would you like to talk about that one? I don't have the correct language, but I think what you're gonna tell people is enough.
This is the hands-free bill, and this is a bill that we're trying to make driving and speaking on the phone safer. It's not the last thing I want to do is take people's right, privilege, however you want to say it, to speak on the phone. I don't want to do that because is it your grandmother, is your daughter, is your son, your brother that needs to call you because something has happened. So we don't want to take that away. All we're trying to do here is to make it safe so that the young boy that's driving back home on his motorcycle isn't driving along the highway and then somebody just drives into him because they're not paying attention, or somebody's daughter is on the phone in broad daylight and goes over a curve because she wasn't paying attention to the road, she was looking at her phone. Or is it somebody at a red light that's waiting for the light to turn green and somebody is on the phone behind them, they rear end them, and the child that was sitting in the back seat is now in the front area killed. So we're just trying to make driving and speaking on the phone safer. That's all we're trying to do here.
So what does this bill do? Does it make it cell phone use illegal? How does that?
It doesn't make it illegal. You can do it like I did. My wife gave me a pod that I put in my truck. My cell phone's in there. It's voice activated. I can touch the screen. That's legal.
Okay.
I just can't take the phone on and put it in my ear and start looking at it and start watching YouTube or Netflix, whatever. I can't do that. My phone's in my tray. I get a call. I can answer it. I can either use earplugs or I can do Bluetooth if I have it in my vehicle. Well, we want to make sure that everybody can afford this. Even the person who gets just a regular pay by minute phone.
Yeah.
These will work also because you can put the earbuds in there.
I gotcha.
So anybody can have that. Anybody got the most inexpensive phone can use this.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, just so I know, I always ask the questions like a 5-year-old sometimes, just to help it. So basically, you're not making it illegal to use the phone in the car.
Of course
you're
not.
You're just making, and they'll still be able to touch the screen of the phone.
Yes.
They just won't be able to actually hold the phone in their hand.
Right.
So the difference is holding it in your hand.
Yeah.
And that's all 376 is about.
Right. And the police officer will have to actually see you with the phone in your hand to be able to stop you. And to give people to let them know that this is a law if it would become law, any person that would be stopped until January the 1st of next year would be given a warning only. No tickets would be issued so that the public can get educated that it is now against the law to have a phone in your hand, whether it's to your head or if you're looking at it to watch a video.
I gotcha.
So we're not, this is not a moneymaker. In fact, if a person gets a violation, he can go in front of a judge and say, Judge, I would like to do community service instead of having to pay this fine. So it's not about the money. Again, this is trying to make driving and speaking on a phone safer.
Safer.
Yes, sir.
I think I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time, and is there anything else that you want to let people know in Louisiana? I always like to tell people they can always be involved. They can come to a committee meeting, that's going on. I mean, I think this bill's already been through one committee, right?
Yes, it's been through the House Transportation. It left the House Transportation with no objection.
Okay.
That means everybody, was fine with the bill leaving there. Comes to the House floor hopefully tomorrow, and if everything goes well, then it goes to the Senate committee.
Okay. And then at the Senate committee, if somebody wants to say...
If anybody for or against the bill,
come by.
it's a perfect time to come by and have your voice heard in committee.
And sometimes having your voice heard can actually make things better.
Right, exactly.
So they can come by there, and then it goes to the Senate floor.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's the path that's going to take, and I'd like for everybody else to share the interview, share the information as much as you can. And as always, my podcast is William Wallace for America on any podcast app. Representative Huval, thank you so much.
Thank you for the time.
I really appreciate your time, and we're going to talk to some more people later and talk to you some more when this gets through the House and through the Senate.
Very good. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.